Right now at noon, leadership questions leave the city of McCune, Kansas, scrambling to fill government positions.
And we're live at the Joplin Public Safety Training Center for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks Blood Drive. We need you to come out and donate. It's also hot, so a good reason to be inside where it's cool. We'll have a live interview and the latest on your forecast coming up.
Plus, a groundbreaking in Pittsburgh marks a multi-million-dollar expansion of Eagle Pitcher. How the new facility will impact the city's economy.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Well, this is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. City government in the small town of McCune, Kansas is getting some new faces after a shakeup prompted by a wave of resignations. It comes after a letter was posted on the door of the McCune City Hall. It says that due to the unexpected and simultaneous resignation of the mayor, council president, two council members, the city clerk, and both the public works superintendents, the governing body of the city of McCune currently lacks a quorum. A special meeting at City Hall was held to address the leadership void last night. The two remaining council members appointed other council members from among people in attendance. Then the council chose a new mayor. Now that mayor, Nicholas Napier, tells us he doesn't intend to stay in the position long and hopes a replacement can be elected in November.
I prefer to be a city council member because you got to vote, and I have young children that I promised them that I wouldn't work. I don't have to. I'm a disabled vet, so I'm blessed for that reason that I don't have to work. I mean, I don't mind taking the position as well for the city and to help the community.
The council is now planning a special election for Friday of next week to fill the vacant employee positions. Well, Joplin-based Eagle Pitcher breaks ground for its newest facility coming to Pittsburgh. The 20,000 square foot building is expected to offer an economic boom to the city, creating at least 50 new jobs. First year revenue generation expectations are at $10 million, with production largely serving the U.S. Department of Defense. The expansion is a continuation of decades-long partnership between the company and the city of Pittsburgh. Now, the city is investing in the construction of the facility, which will be repaid over the next 10 years with interest through a lease.
We have a few plants that are outside the area. We've had plants on the East Coast, West Coast, and it's hard to beat the Midwest workforce. And I think there's a loyalty to the mission that we support, and the people here really understand that and are dedicated to the missions that we do.
Eagle Pitcher staff say they expect the facility to be fully operational around this time next year. Construction is estimated to take 8 months and will take 2 to 3 months to move in the equipment.
We are live at the Joplin Public Safety Training Center here. We've got Fire Chief Ezel here with us, and we're going to be talking to him here in a minute because everyone out here is donating blood. Even our main boss, the big lady, the big show, is donating blood this afternoon as well. They need your help. They need blood out here. They need those donations. You can still sign up. You can come out here and get blood donated. We're going to talk a lot more about this donation drive here in just a moment, but first, it's hot outside, which is, again, another great reason to be indoors. Let's take a look at our downtown Pittsburgh camera, and you can see just a few clouds out there. We're looking at those partly clouds. MoDOT camera in Joplin also looking good at 20th and Rangeline, looking back southeast-ish. Again, just a few clouds out there, but again, it doesn't see just how it is. Yesterday, of course, above average by about 5 degrees. Heat advisories continue in Kansas, Missouri through Tuesday evening, next Tuesday evening, by the way, and we'll have those additional ones into northeastern Oklahoma. Temperatures mid-upper 80s and some low 90s, but those heat index values, that's what's getting us again. We've got upper 90s, lower 100s across the area. Bonita and Newada both already at 103. We'll have, again, some storms start building in. We'll have pop-up storm chances, and then we'll have storms building into southeast Kansas later this evening. Some of those could be strong, low-grade severe. Low 90s by 7, low 80s by 11 o'clock tonight. We'll go over those storm chances with you more and break down what we're looking at in terms of the threats. And, of course, we'll have that live interview from this blood drive. Get out here. Make sure you donate. It's the Joplin Public Safety Training Center right across from the airport. You can't miss it. Lise?
Absolutely, Chris. Thanks. Well, the Neosho School District receives a $1 million grant to transform literacy education. It's called the Comprehensive Literacy State Development Grant, funded by the U.S. Department of Education. As KOAM's Lonnie Walton reports, the district says this funding isn't just about teaching students to read, but developing a deep understanding of what they're reading.
If kids don't learn how to read, they can't function in society.
Heather Sides is a kindergarten teacher for Neosho School District. She's been teaching for 18 years. She says things have changed over the years, but some things have stayed the same.
There's a lot that can be learned through hands-on, through paper pencil. We use whiteboards and markers more than we use iPads.
Sides says in order to achieve this, she's going to need a few things.
We always need text for the kids to read that is appropriate for them, that it's developmentally and grade level appropriate.
Support Sides in her quest to teach reading more efficiently. Autumn Mosby, the district literacy coach, says they will utilize a $1 million grant given by the U.S. Department of Education.
We're talking things like books, items for phonics instruction, developing our reading comprehension skills. So our grant will really help us gather the materials that will allow us to be successful in implementing those strategies.
Some of the funding will be used to educate teachers because Mosby says it's not just about reading text.
We want to make sure that we are spending time creating lessons that not only will allow our kids to become fluent readers, but also be able to comprehend at a deep level.
Really excited about the training that we get to do and days like today where we get to come and meet together with our peers and be really focused and intentional about what things we're going to teach.
And the end goal is to change lives one word at a time. Reporting in Neosho, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Nearly $5.9 million was allocated from the U.S. Department of Education to schools in the state of Missouri. And coming up, how the Joplin community members and first responders are helping save lives at the Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive. And later, we're making double chocolate chewies in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So we are here at the Joplin Public Safety Training Center. It's on Swede Lane, directly across from the airport. And we are here for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks blood drive. We had that one last year, did a great job, got even bigger demand this year. We really need your help and support. And you can also vote for Joplin Police, Joplin Fire, or Mets. And we actually have Fire Chief Ezel with us this afternoon. So tell us a little bit about this. I know you guys did not win last year, but you are hoping to win votes this year.
Did not win last year. We came up 4 votes short. It's all in good fun. You know, the big winner here is that we get that supply of blood back up where it needs to be. Remember, every ounce of blood that you donate here stays here locally. So come on out and see us. We're here till 4 o'clock today, and we desperately need your help.
And of course, you're talking about that need for blood out there. How important is it to be able to go to something like this where you know your donations stay local?
Well, there are a lot of places that you can donate. The reason I really stick to the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is that everything does stay here locally. So if we have a disaster, if we have a major accident, we know that blood supply is here, and that's why it's really important for people to come out today so that we can build that supply back up.
And of course, the 4 states, no stranger to disaster, unfortunately, over the years. And so what makes it so important for people here locally to be able to give, knowing that this is going to help their neighbors and their friends?
So I know after the tornado in 2011, we had people lined up around the block wanting to donate blood. This is a chance. It's an air-conditioned facility up here. You get a chance to come up here and donate today, build the supply up so that if we do, God forbid, have a disaster occur in the 4-state area, we have that blood supply on hand.
All right. And Chief, just a quick reminder for folks, how long are you all going to be out here and how long do you donate here?
We're out here till 4 o'clock, and if you're here sitting in a chair at 4 o'clock, they will stay with you until you get done.
All right, Chief Ezel, thank you so much. And of course, hey, I'm right here in this chair as well with everyone out here. And if I can do it, you can do it too. You need to come out here. As the Chief said, they're here until 4. Make sure you get out, donate. And of course, the most important thing, all this blood stays local, including mine. So if I make it through all of this, we're going to have another check of your forecast about some thunderstorm.
When I say the cookies we're making today are one of my all-time favorites, you know they gotta be good.
Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. Again, we're live at the Joplin Public Safety Training Center for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks Blood Drive. And we are starting with a live look outside. And you see, it looks nice, which means it's good enough to get into the car and drive out here to donate blood, because it's not nice outside with those temperatures, as we have heat index values already into the lower hundreds. And guess what? It's fully air conditioned in here, and I'm telling you right now, feels pretty good. Now, we talked about those thunderstorm chances out there, and so we do have some changes, as you can see now. We do have a scattered risk, a level 2 out of 5 risk now for an isolated tornado or two in our far northwestern counties, and we still have that isolated wind risk, and that's with thunderstorms that are expected later this evening into the overnight hours. So through the afternoon, some pop-up storms still possible out there, but later this evening, again overnight, we're going to start to see a few more scattered storms, as you can see on Future Track pushing in. And here we are about 8 o'clock this evening. Initially nothing too crazy, but as we go through the overnight hours, some of those storms could be strong to severe, again with wind and possibly a tornado risk associated with them. Now, we're going to be on the far southeastern edge of this risk, but still something we certainly want to keep an eye on. As we go through tomorrow afternoon, though, if you've got plans, it's also going to be really hot again, so hopefully your plans are indoors. But if not, got another round of pop-up showers and thunderstorms out there. Not expecting anything strong or severe with this activity, but it'll be scattered across the area between about noon and 8, and then we'll lose the heating of the day again. And by the time we roll into Sunday, skies clear out, it's hot, it's muggy, it is uncomfortable. So heat indexes, as we're looking into the afternoon, evening at peak heating tonight, still 100 to 105 for a number of us out there, and this trend will continue as we roll into Saturday. As you can see, 105, some of us getting as close as 110. Into Sunday, still same situation, 100 to 105 degree heat index values, and if you guessed it was going to be hot and uncomfortable Monday, well, you'd be right, because there's those heat index values for Monday, and they're still 100 to 105 degrees. That's why Kansas, Missouri, heat advisories continue now through Tuesday evening. Oklahoma, as we've discussed, Tulsa goes day by day, so these will expire at 8 this evening. Will they be reissued tomorrow? You better believe they will be, because it is going to be hot. And a reminder, we have a number of extreme heat safety tips on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Flash forecast, and all during through this heat, we will continue to put those graphics in there. Again, mid-90s today for us, pop-up storms possible, and heat index values up to 105, mid-70s tonight with those scattered storms across our northwestern counties into southeastern Kansas. Mid-90s again tomorrow, heat index values 105 to 110. That's going to continue with some more pop-up storm chances next week, and maybe toward the end of next week, briefly, temperatures returning to near normal, which would certainly be nice for us out there, although it will be a brief return to normal. Again, live at the Joplin Public Training Center for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks, Boots, Badges, and Bandages Blood Drive. Get out here. You can vote for fire, police, or EMS, and of course, most importantly, you can give blood that's much needed here in the 4 states. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Definitely some great competition for a great cause. Well, the Neosho County Kansas Fair has been running all week long, and this morning started the day with a swine show. Exhibitors prepared their pigs and presented them in the ring. Participants were being judged on their showmanship. This year's fair theme, Boots and Bling. It's a Mardi Gras thing. Well, stick around. We're making double chocolate chewies in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Well, if you love a chewy cookies and you love chocolate, I know I sure do, then you're in for a real treat. Today's Mr. Food recipe is the perfect dessert to start off your weekend. Howard is making double chocolate chewies today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You know, we get the taste test recipes every day here in the test kitchen that we use in the news, on our website, and in our cookbooks. And as you can imagine, this means we've tasted lots of cookies over the years. So when I say the cookies we're making today are one of my all-time favorites, you know they gotta be good. For these chocolatey delights, we start by creaming some butter and sugar together until it's nice and light. Once it is, we beat in a couple of eggs. Then we slowly add in our dry ingredients. Some flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, and a little salt. Now, to ensure that each bite is really decadent, we toss in lots of chocolate chips and chopped pecans. We'll spoon the batter onto a couple of cookie sheets and bake them off until the edges are set and the tops are still a bit soft. After they cool on a wire rack, it's time to taste test them for yourself. What you'll find is a cookie that's a bit chewy, really chocolatey, and a little crunchy, all at the same time. They're so good, these might just become your new favorite too. To get the recipe for our double chocolate chewies, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a doubly good way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. You love your cookies.
Well, those certainly look delicious. I might even have to make a batch myself this weekend. Now, as always, you can find this recipe for these cookies along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. All you have to do is go to our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll be right back with another look at Chris at the Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive happening in Joplin right now. But first, here's a look at the four-state market prices.
All right, a reminder, we're here for the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive. So make sure you come out. We're here till 4. You can donate just like I'm doing. If I can do it, you can do it. And it's a good reason to be inside because it's really hot out there and it's not hot in here. Police Chief Richard Pearson also hanging out with us, donating some blood. Hot for us today, mid-90s. Heat index values 105 to 110 as we head through the weekend and into the start of next week. Also watching that possibility for maybe some stronger storms in our northwestern counties late this evening and overnight. If anything pops up, we'll let you know. More pop-up storms for Saturday afternoon as well. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Hey, big props to you for donating blood today. Happy to see it. Well, coming up tonight at 5, more and more young adults are grappling with a health issue they once thought was decades away, hearing loss. But now more treatment options are available for those young adults. We're going to take a look at what exactly those are. Plus, the community of Pittsburgh is coming together to raise funds for PSU softball player Kendall Forbes, who was hospitalized after a tragic DUI crash last weekend in Bourbon County, Kansas. And it's hard to believe, but back to school season is right around the corner. We're going to break down a new cell phone ban that's being put in place at Joplin High School ahead of the new school year. You can join us for those stories and more tonight on KOAM News at 5. Certainly lots to look forward to. Well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great weekend.